Welcome back to a very exciting tactical analysis in the Premier League, with Mikel Arteta's Arsenal hosting Jose Mourinho's Tottenham in one of the most anticipated North London derbies in recent history. Both Spurs and Arsenal required the points to continue their European chase, and it certainly delivered as it gave a wonder goal, great football and an immense tactical battle. Don't just take my word for it. Without further ado, let's get into it. Battle took place at the Emirates, where Mikel Arteta's Arsenal scored twice thanks to goals from Martin Odegaard and a penalty from Alexander Lacazette, whereas Mourinho's Spurs only scored once thanks to that wonder goal from Erik Lamela, who also had the indignity of becoming a villain later on. He saw red by receiving a second yellow for this challenge on Kieran Tierney. We look at the XG, we certainly see it's a deserved win for Arsenal, as they certainly created the better chances. The XG is further backed up by the match stats, as Arsenal finished the match with more passes, more corners and more possession than Spurs. The teams had 3 shots on target, but the XG time map clearly shows that Tottenham created next to nothing, apart from 2 spikes, one for the brilliant Lamela goal and second later on, when Arsenal started to wobble. This later, when we explore how Arteta created numerical overloads by cleverly moving his pieces around the pitch. First, let's explore the lineups, starting with Arsenal. And they lined up in a classic 4-2-3-1 formation, with both Thomas Partey and Xhaka the double pivots. Let's have a look at some of the receipts. In this photo, you can see Arsenal lining up in that 4-2-3-1 formation with Lacazette up front. Let's take a look at Spurs, as they lined up in a similar 4-2-3-1 shape with Ndombele as well as Højbjerg, the double pivots. Now let's have a look at some of the receipts. Next series of photos, Spurs are lined up in a 4-2-3-1 shape. Both teams having identical formations was the only similarity they shared, as they both had completely different approaches to the game. Let's explore how Arsenal got the numerical advantage, especially in midfield. Arteta cleverly moved his wide players into central midfield, giving them extra numbers and a numerical advantage in the middle of the park. Jose realised this and asked his forward players to drop a bit deeper. However, this was to their detriment, as it was more natural for Smith Rowe and Odegaard to drop deeper than it was for Bale and Moura. At the same time, Lacazette was quite happy to drop deeper to help Arsenal maintain control of the match. The PPDA value of 9.70, Arsenal had a better pressing intensity than Spurs' 14.10. Explore the game plans out of possession. Starting with Arsenal. Arsenal were very aggressive in the press, and they had the likes of Lacazette, Martin Odegaard and Saka press quite high, especially from goal kicks. They tried to block the passing lanes and stop Spurs from playing from the back. At the same time, they were happy to play a very high line, especially from goal kicks as seen in the photo. This high line helped condense the space between attack, midfield and defence, as well as ensuring an effective press. Spurs, by contrast, were quite happy to set up in a lower or a mid block, depending on the position of the ball. When they did press, it was down to individuals rather than acting as a cohesive unit. Beyond, Spurs were able to take advantage of Arsenal's high line, and this is where Lamela's Rabona goal comes from, as Arsenal play a high line but with no pressure on the ball. It's an analysis of Lamela's Rabona goal. The first thing you notice is Lamela is totally unmarked by himself. He's being watched currently by Saka, but unfortunately, as Reguilon is going to make this run down here, Saka would need to actually match the run, which meant that in actual fact Thomas Partey would need to actually pick up Erik Lamela. When Arsenal reorganised, it's too late. Partey is marking Lamela, but he managed to execute that wonderful Rabona through Thomas Partey's legs. 1-0 to Spurs.
It's Lamela, it's got in. Erik Lamela has arrived with a goal.
Arsenal's equaliser was not a Rabona, but was equally as spectacular from a tactical point of view. Arteta cleverly pushed Smith Rowe inwards, allowing a 1v1 between Tierney and Doherty. It was further compounded by Gareth Bale's reluctance to track back, or him being pulled out of position by the movement of the Arsenal central midfielders. The effect this had on Spurs was forced him to push more bodies out wide, leaving Martin Odegaard totally free in acres of space. Tierney having the freedom to take on Doherty at will, and with Odegaard having all that space to pick his spot and deliver the finish, it ended up being 1-1 to the Arsenal.
And it comes to Odegaard, deflected in. It is 1-1.
We'll be analysing Arsenal's second goal, as it was down to a penalty from Lacazette. It was not from open play, therefore not much to analyse. There you have it. Arsenal versus Tottenham in just over 5 minutes. Do subscribe, as there are more tactical analysis videos yet to come. Consider subscribing if you enjoyed. Like, share and comment, and as always, until next time.